Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. So many lights. Okay, my delicious little babies. Okay, got the angel top on. Okay, so to all of our little beautifuls out there who I advertise, please keep up the excellent work. Yes. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, the time is 3:05 in our old England today. Like I said, it's probably going to take about 8 hours to upload my video. I'm just giving my beautiful little rubes a stroke, okay? Yeah, it's taking quite a while right now for my videos to upload my delicious little babies. Now, I'll repeat again, some would say, well, it must be your Wi-Fi or it must be something. Well, if I'm paying nearly 70 ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching each month, I should be getting a quick Wi-Fi, shouldn't I, my delicious little babies? Anyway, I managed to sort out with the company who I'm with. So now I've got, 20, I don't know what it is of data, just sipping shat. You know what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it too much, you know what I mean? I bought some little red roses, not expensive. I bought some beautiful little red roses for one of my dear little neighbours up the road, you know what I mean? Bless her. Lovely dear woman, bless, you know, there we are. Lovely dear woman, you know what I mean? I thought, well, you know what? I'll nip them up to her later and cheer her up, you know what I mean? Anyway, so the sun is shining, weather is sweet, yeah. Let's just see whether my lights will work. Well, they will work. The only question is, can you see the light? There we are. That's the question. 3, 2, 1, my juice little lights. Thank you, little lights. You're delicious and bright. Probably can't see them very well. They are on. Okay, my delicious little babies. You know what? I must get to a dentist. It's been on my noddle because I've got a cap here that catches, whatever you eat. So what happens is that it just seems to catch it. So I need to get it recapped. So if anybody feels that my Hampstead Heaths are not clean, I can well assure you now, my delicious little babies, that there we are, brush my teeth. There we are, 3 times a day. Okay, my delicious little babies. So if you see the old cap, then please just do not worry about it. I'm soon going to be replacing it. There we are. Yes. Now then, my delicious little babies, so I'm going to give you a couple of bits of information. And right behind me, I've done this purposely. Can you see the flipping colossal flipping fences now? Okay. I tried to get in touch with the ones who, the owner, to do with who owns the fences, goes out and bars the fences. Sorry, do forgive me. And I do not seem to be having a very fruitful response, my delicious little babies. It's almost like somebody doesn't want to answer my call. Yes. That's all right, because I'll wait till the landlord, bless him, until he comes back from his holiday. Give him a few days to settle in. There we are. My delicious little babies. And then I'm going to be mentioning this. What I want, I'm going to show you my delicious little babies. So, okay, is that I want at least 2, what do they call it? This is a 6 foot. This is 6 foot behind me, my delicious little babies. And I want it down to 4 foot. Okay, my delicious little babies, yes. So when I looked at your man there now, because if you look at this one here, that one there, okay, that's only half. Yeah, it is half. And when I watched them on that day, what they did was, let me tell you, I won't say his name, but he's a carpenter, bless him. And he just cut it. No problem at all. Do you see what I mean? So what I'm going to ask for, rather than have to pay for all of these flipping colossal fences and to have to pay, what is it, in Wixies, in our old England my delicious little babies, instead of paying 31 ka-ching, ching, ching for each panel, whether or not he'll just be able to slice them off. You see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Yes. Anyway, so this is what I've got. Can you see my beautiful little tree Anastasia? This is my beautiful little tree Anastasia, okay? She's so beautiful. I had to have a cut down because she was a sycamore tree. For those of you who do not know my beautiful, delicious little baby, she was a sycamore tree. So it meant that up in the guttering, because with sycamore trees, they grow very tall and they become very sticky. You know, like, there we are, they stick to others, you know what I mean? Just like, you know, a stick insect. You see what I mean? Sometimes they get in the gutters, you know what I mean? And because of that, it clogs up all of the gutters. And then what we then have to do is we have to clear the gutters. There we are. And shoulders went up all the time I'm talking to you. And then, you know, we have to find a way, because if I'm hanging out my washing, it's just got stickiness all over it. So as if we do not have enough with the zazums, you know, I'm hearing everybody sneezing. Everybody's, there we are, sneezing, my delicious babies. So what is going on here now then? Yes. So I had to have my beautiful little tree Anastasia cut down. It was my beautiful dear little spirit guards. I said, so what should I call my beautiful little tree? And then I got it in my noddle, because that's how they show me. Say, inside my noddle, not outside. Anastasia. And that has been her name ever since. And if you look at that rope there, that piece of rope is from, is it the North Sea or something? Yeah. I ordered it and it was sent to me. But I need to get it off now. Okay, my delicious babies, because enough is, there we are, done there. Okay, my delicious babies, okay? There's something to do with, is it, what was it, off the Scottish Sea or something? Anyway, it's all to do with North. Okay, my delicious babies, it's like a very light green colour, sea green, they call it. You know, in paint. Okay, my delicious babies, anyway. But I love you, my beautiful little tree Anastasia. I do. I kiss her once or sometimes twice a day. She's so beautiful. Look how she's still standing. She's got a few little leaves there, but she's still, there we are, she's still standing. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? Now then, I'm not going to put any lights around her, because the LED is not good for our beautiful little trees, okay? It's not good at all, okay? I did a number of years ago. I put some lights around her, you know, not directly onto her body, but I put some lights around her. And, you know, but I don't know, I didn't feel comfortable with it, you know what I mean? But with these, I've already got a plan for. Okay, my delicious babies, okay, yes. But the background is going to be pure white. Okay, my delicious babies, it's going to be pure white. So once it gets knocked down, there we are, a peg or two. There we are, my delicious babies, okay? It's then going to become a beautiful little daisy white. You see what I mean, my delicious babies, yeah? And then what I'm going to do is make features, okay? So I'm deciding now what to do. I know what I'm going to be doing. So what I'm actually going to be doing is going to, there we are, Benefit All. You see what I mean, my delicious babies, yes? Because there seems to be some changes. You know, where once my beautiful dear little neighbours now used to, there we are, be happy to speak to me. And I do not give a figler's F who I'm talking to now then in this camera. My camera. They're not like that anymore, are they? You know what I mean? Anyway, just so happens that I've known, there we are, long time. Thing is, I just don't say. Now, as regards to this here, you know, when you got Indian and Spanish now then, you know, that like they would like to keep everything closed off now then. Just knocking down a couple of foot. You know what I mean, my delicious babies, yes. So, this is nothing against, by the way, my beautiful dear little neighbours. I'm just using the dynamics. There we are. What I'm done saying. Do you see what I mean? When you know a long time, there we are, like I have. Remember the old paranoia. Do you know what I mean? I ain't gonna be boxed in by nobody. Just done telling it right now, my babies. I'm not gonna be boxed in by nobody. Barry White. Let the music play. I just wanna dance night away. You know what I mean? Everybody lives their own lives, don't they, my babies? Yes. You know, these sunglasses are amazing, aren't they? You know, it's like whenever I've been sunbathing, usually in all my decades, I remember when I was a wee young lass now, and used to go to Spain and everything, and we never wore sunglasses. I never wanted to wear sunglasses. Wasn't for myself. And if I recall, if my man serves me correctly, my dear dad used to wear his flip-flops, you know, used to watch us in the swimming pool and everything, you know, but he never used to wear sunglasses. My dad has never bought, in what is he, 79 now? He's never ever bought one pair of sunglasses in his life. My delicious babies. Never. And my beautiful, oh, how I love her so, my beautiful dear little mama bear, she never wore a pair of sunglasses in her life, my delicious babies. And when I look at, I'm going to show you some photographs shortly. And when I look at my beautiful nanny and granddad, how I love you so, they too never ever wore sunglasses. Whenever my beautiful dear little Nana Bear used to go to Italy or Rome, you know, she'd probably prefer an umbrella because my beautiful, oh, I love my nanny and granddad. So once again, you know, she used to get a little bit of the old prickly heat, you know what I mean? Her skin wasn't that good she just never liked, you know, she adored Italy, adored France, adored Rome. Oh, honestly, they went numerous times. There we are, numerous times. And she just loved it. She loved all the history. She loved everything. But the fact of the matter is that no, never wore sunglasses. No. Okay, my little babies. So anyway, you can't see me lights, can you? They're on. They're on. Off, on. They're on, my little baby. Look at this colossal behind me. Imagine waking up every single morning and looking at this. I love wood. Wood is, there we are, so super duper wonderful and special. My beautiful, dear little family members in my decades. Okay, there we are. Exceptionally good at woodwork. And my dear little dad, now bless him, is carpenter, skilled carpenter. Now, if he and I had been speaking, he would have came and cut these down for me. In fact, he would have probably said to me, Martin, he probably would have said, Car, why have you got fences that high? There we are. That's what he would have said to me, Martin, babies, being Broad Yorkshire, from all. Martin, little babies, there we are. A lot going on there, isn't there? Martin, little babies, yes. And just to let you know, in case you're wondering, no, I do not keep up with it. Let me just say, there we are, before I even say it, dear spirit lets me know. There we are. Okay, my little babies, so I do not need to keep up with that because I already know what's going on in Oldham. Do you see what I mean, my little babies? They love a port, don't they? My little babies. Now then, so quite a while ago, I showed my beautiful dear little Nana and Grandad. Now, what it is, I need to get a brand new frame because I wasn't happy with the frame that they were in. You see what I mean? I just wasn't happy with that at all. My beautiful dear little Nana, that was her frame that she always kept. But for myself, I wasn't happy with it. You know what I mean? I believe that they should have something more beautiful, there we are, and luxurious. Not to do with ka-ching, ching, ching, but just so that they both feel and look deliciously happy. So you're not going to see the frame, okay, my delicious babies, but I'm going to show this once again. I showed it so many months ago. This is my beautiful, I love them so, beautiful little Nanny and Grandad. Nanny and Grandad. Now you're probably wondering, my beautiful little Nanny and Grandad. I do that every day. Now you're probably wondering, well, why am I showing that? You know what I feel? Our lovely dear little Mel K. Oh, and a dear little dear partner. Yes, you'd look beautiful like that little Mel. Oh, she'd look so beautiful. I mean, of course, with anybody nossing that way. I mean it in a beautiful way. You know what I mean? They'd look so beautiful like that. Oh, they really, really would. Because our lovely little Mel K, yeah. You see, she doesn't come across to myself. So if you'd like to go on to our lovely mornings with Mel K on Rumble, my little babies, she doesn't strike me as somebody who would like to dress up like a marshmallow. She reminds me of somebody who's respectful, there we are, and sleek. Okay, my little babies, anyway. And beautiful little Mel and your dear little Rob. Oh, bless you. Something just making me say this today. You would look beautiful like that. You don't need no fancy bouquets. You don't need anything. This was back many, 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 many decades ago. Okay, my beautiful, there we are, my beautiful little Mel, your dear little Rob, yes. Now then, my delicious little babies, so I love to listen to our mornings with Malcare and our lovely little, Rob, not in that way, not in that way, like, you know what I mean? But I just love it, you know what I mean? Just beautiful. I love to listen to everybody. Beautiful little davidark.com. And he's beautiful, with anybody. Not in that way, not in that way. A beautiful little dear Gareth, dear Ark, his dear little sons, their dear little friend Richard, and, their work colleagues. Yes. Okay. I want to go back to this photograph. I have very few photographs of my beautiful dear little mama bear. Oh, I love you so. Beautiful little mama bear. Yeah. I don't really have many. But I want to go back to this again, my delicious little babies. This is myself. And this is my beautiful little mama bear. Now then, but of course, I've also got this photograph because who did that for me was one of my beautiful and delicious dear little friends. She's so beautiful, There we are, all of my beautiful dear little friends. They all have their beautiful little way, there we are, of how they do things to express. Do you see what I mean, okay? But yeah, she wanted to get the photograph, and what she took it from was, sorry, never needed to stumble it, an old Polaroid. Do you remember Polaroid? My delicious babies, Polaroid. If you look at the video that I did, which of course I never really get many views, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm not bothered about that. That's all right by myself. You know what I mean? But when you actually look at a particular video that I mentioned, Brummies Explore, what did it look like? What they were showing you? My babies, but of course, for many, they won't be able to see my videos. Just like Polaroid. Do you see what I mean, my babies? Yes. Now then, I'd like to show you something else. Very personal to me. I'm never one to ever want to write a book. I never in a million years ever want to write a book. Please do not get me wrong. If I send a text message or something to one of my beautiful, delicious, dear little friends now, bless them, they all know I can send a flipping novel. Do you know? There we are. Do you know what I mean, Martin? Babies, yes. Just like, if I send the odd comment, on YouTube or something, I can send a flipping novel. You know what I mean? I always remember when I was at college, going back decades ago, and what the tutor absolutely, there we are, adored about myself was in Bourneville, Bourneville on the Bristol Road, my delicious babies in Birmingham, my delicious babies, yes, UK, England I call it, not UK, okay? Because no matter how much they say we're united, we're certainly not, okay? But I always remember the dear tutor saying, you know what I love about you, Carla? Because, asked me what I would like to be called. I said, well, could you please call me Carla? I said, yes. And said, what I really like and love about yourself is that instead of putting a novel, you just put everything just in a half page. Just like a half of an A4 sheet of paper. You can put everything just in that very, very short bracket. Do you see what I mean, Mads, babies? Yes. Got that C again, haven't we? Could it be C-U-N-T or could it, there we are, stand for something else now then? Chancellor. Maybe somebody's, there we are, chancing something. Just throwing thoughts out there. Now then, this was my beautiful little mama bear's necklace. She only had couple of rings in her life. She never she wasn't one for necklaces, she wasn't one for earrings. Her ears were never pierced, her nose was never pierced. She just never had anything, no tattoo. She just never had anything. I mean, I've got nothing against anybody who has tattoos. That's, you know, or ears pierced multiple. I've got, look, live and let live at the end of the day, okay? I mean, some may have a ring which looks like a cow, you know what I mean? Like they're just waiting, like the ears, you know what I mean? Anyway, my baby's not being disrespectful. Now then, yeah, so this here, this is what my beautiful little mama bear put round her neck. Trying to get it to the centre. It's a bit like a measuring, you know, those yellow and black where you have to measure everything, you know, so you can get it level with a little bit of water in the centre. It's a bit like that. Goes up and down and around the bend. Yeah. Now this coin here, I've no idea what's on it. But my beautiful little mama bear had that round her neck all her life. She never took it from round her neck. And then at her funeral service, I wore it at her funeral service. My delicious little babies. Yeah. I love my beautiful, dear little mama bear. Beautiful little mammy bear. Yeah. Just wanted to show you that she had this. Now, if you go back decades ago, this is what I want to talk about, my delicious babies. So if you go back decades ago, please do not forget the Polaroid. Love you, my little mama bear, yeah? So if you go back decades ago, okay, and you know in life when ones want everything else to make themselves happy, handbags, shoes, cars, perfume, suits, dresses. When you actually look at it, my delicious babies, what does it all mean? You've just watched me on my camera. Very free, there we are, very freely. Hugging and kissing. That doesn't mean no. That's just for, you know, the media, left and right, you know what I mean? You watch me, what I do, there we are, on a daily basis. Yeah, and the love that I show. Now, I don't need to wear a pair of boots, shoes, handbag, fancy tops, fancy dresses. I do not need to do none of that because I have my beautiful, dear little family. There we are. And in my hallway, part of my beautiful, dear little family. I'm sure it goes on for flipping miles if you look at English, Irish, you know, Bangladeshi, you know, just goes on and on. See the name? There we are. My delicious babies, yes. So, what's the point to what I've just said? When one's just come back into them, there we are, their selves. Stop all this, there we are, silly nonsense. Yes, I've got to have this. Yes, I've got to have that. Shouldn't it be more important as there we are, the clothes on your back? Because obviously, you know, we're living in a different dimension. There we are, which we have been. I've spoken to many over these decades when they talk about, you know, like when you go to beaches, you know, they usually go abroad. Fortaventura's one of them, isn't it? There we are. Yes. You know, where they could go on nudist beaches, and they're quite happy just to go nude. They're quite happy just to be in a birthday suit, because that's when we come out. We're all in our, there we are, we're all in our birthday suits, aren't we, Martin babies? You know what I mean? I mean, we don't come out with a frock on, or, you know, or a suit, or a handbag, or a pair of shoes. We just come out, there we are, like usually, there we are, like a slippery fish. Yes. So, therefore, why be, there we are, distracted? Which I've been done saying for decades, there we are, decades. Anybody who knows myself, there we are, before I even say it, oh, look at that. Page just went backwards. Okay? Anybody who knows myself would tell you I'm not materialistic. I'm not, what you see in me is what you get. And whatever I buy, there we are, 9 times out of 10, if it's going to fit somebody, there we are, I'll give it away. Probably wear it once or twice. I've given quite a few bits to my beautiful little baby daughter, yeah, and brand new things and things like this now then, you know what I mean? There we are. You know, she doesn't need it. She's got full and plenty, but, you know, I just give it away. Or if I know somebody who needs something, there we are, give it away. What's the big deal? Why hoard things? Why want to have all of this material, you know? So when you see me on my videos, you know, and you think, oh, she's, well, I don't know what your thoughts are, but, you know, oh, she always wears the same sort of clothes. Well, why? Who cares? I can wash and wear them. There we are. I'm blessed to have my beautiful little washing machine, beautiful little dryer, my beautiful little line. Why should I have to keep going out and buying clothes? Why should I have to go out and keep buying sunglasses? These I've had for how long? Oh gosh, years. I think they only cost me I think at the time £3. My delicious babies. That's all they cost me. £3. Years and years and years ago. Ask anybody, do they really see me with sunshades on now? I'm making a point. There we are, what I'm doing on my video today. My delicious babies, you say yes. So, what is my ideal life? There we are. You're probably wondering, aren't you, my delicious babies? I'll tell you. Just to, first and foremost, there we are, be able to have water, fresh running water, so I can have my showers. I love my juicy little showers. To be able to brush my hamster teeth, to be able to, you know, if you need to cook, whatever you need to do, to be able to water our beautiful little babies, to be able to do that, to be able to, you know, make sure my beautiful little Ruby Tuesday and my beautiful little Maisie Moo, oh, and our beautiful Auntie Carla's beautiful little Chin, who comes from up the road, down the road, and my beautiful dear little Foxes, and a beautiful little family and friends, beautiful little Barney, and our beautiful little birdies, make sure they've all got water. What else do I like? Well, things that are neat and tidy. Okay, sometimes things, there we are, a little bit beyond your control, but there we are, you can find a way to maneuver yourself, there we are, around it. But do I actually live wanty wanty, getty getty, no wanty wanty, no I do not. No, that's decades old, that saying. I do remember, was it about 2.5 years ago when I said that on one of my videos? Very old fashioned saying. Believe it or not, there's a lot of Jamaican, oh, bless the beautiful dear little souls. Honestly, there we are, swear down, who do not even know that saying. Wanty wanty, getty getty, no wanty wanty. They don't know it. See what I mean? So I'm not saying that about Jamaican. It's just because of the way that I'm coming across in the camera. I'm just, there we are, just explaining something. Do I really need anything? A roof over my head, yes. To be able to pay my rent, there we are, yes. To be able to have food in our tummies, you know, a clean and tidy home, food in our tummies, and clean clothes on my back, be able to shower or bath, yes. That's all I need. But I need this 2 foot down. Do you see what I mean? Each panel. There's 3.5 at the moment. Okay, Mads, little babies, Kai. Take a look at, I've just got Egypt. Take a look at Egypt, what's going on there. Kai just got Egypt spelt out to me. Okay? It's like you got 3.5. There we are, 3.5. Okay, Mads, little babies. So I'm just going to finish my video, okay? But yeah, just please watch when you're, whatever you're doing in your life, that you know, nobody's perfect. If life was so perfect, by the way, I've got to colour my hair. Went and got my hair dyed this morning, Mads, baby. So I'll be doing it later, okay? Just want to enjoy the sunshine right now while we got it, you know what I mean? Is that Pied Piper? Now then, so the first one, my delicious little babies, happens to have 5.71 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies, on YouTube. In the older search engine, my delicious little babies, capital P, should anybody have any form of an interest, proofs, space, lowercase of, space, is it capital T or lowercase t, the, space, invisible. So it should read, should you wish to type it into search engine Mad Babies in old YouTube, proofs, space, of, space, the, space, invisible. Yeah. Does anybody remember Alison Moe? Invisible. You treat me like I'm invisible. Yeah, she was a banging singer, she was. I remember going back decades ago when and then when I read up on how she was treated, like she was too overweight and all that, then when you look decades later, there we are, it went the opposite way, didn't it, my delicious babies? It's like at one time, just like, what was the name? Susan Boyle, bless her. I mean, the Bertha have beautiful voices, different women, but beautiful voices. But it's like somebody, there we are, was trying to change you. You know, there we are, into something that you never wanted to be. You just wanted to sing. See what I mean, my delicious babies, yes? Sorry, excuse me. So this video should read, banned for over 100 years, Helena Blavatsky, or Blavatsky, warned. Yes, my delicious babies, that doesn't mean they're just got a slight itch. Maybe listening to our beautiful little birdies. Can you hear them? They're so beautiful. They've got delicious meals today. You know, there we are, try to do what I can, you know. I'll just repeat this again for you, shall I? Banned for over 100 years, Helena Blavatsky. That's it. I think I've got it right now, Ma. There we are. Delicious little babies. Blavatsky. Warned. Not everyone has a soul. Yeah, not everybody has a soul. Mards babies. I've been talking long time, haven't I? Mards babies. So anybody who's been, oh bless you, so very kind enough to listen to my videos. So thank you for any views, for any likes, for the occasional comments. I've been done saying long time. You've got like, there we are, a half and half situation. So you've got I've just got spinning. So that's what you've got. You've got it spinning, but the world's not spinning. What you've got is the half and half. There we are. There we are. Who was spinning? I've just got spinning. You've got the half and half who's spinning. This is not rehearsed. This is something. There we are. That I'm just done saying now. That I just got. This is what's happening. But I was done saying that you had like the V, didn't you? Okay, which is going back at 1980s, my delicious babies, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you've just got a half and half of situation. So you got half who want to maybe cooperate with what's going on in life, and then there we are, you got the other half who doesn't really. Seems to myself, my delicious babies, yes. That's how it just looks to myself, anyway. Could be wrong. I don't believe I am. Not at all. No. There is a lot of blue, but it's not the blue that you're envisioning. It's not the blue like you have the red and the blue, you know, like All for Democracy. Do you know what I mean? It's not, no. This is a different type of blue. It's like there we are, like a metallic. It's so beautiful. There we are. It's so angelic. And then you have it mixed in. There we are with. It's like white little. There we are, little sparkles. There we are. It's just so beautiful. That's what it is. It's so blue. It's not a dark blue. It's not a light blue. It's an in between blue. It's just so beautiful with little sparkles. And right now, there we are. That is what we are around. Okay, but some have got They just show me they've got like a reddy brown. Okay, and they've got to. There we are. They have to master, and there we are, and sort themselves out. I'm not talking about politics now. This is us, mankind. There we are. I've just been shown that. Okay. Yeah. Right. Anyway, this is really a beautiful video. I think it's about, is it 30 minutes long or something like that now? It's very important. This video is what I'm just advertising my delicious little babies, okay? Because it talks about when you're walking around and who genuinely just doesn't have there we are, a soul, but this was like hidden. Now for those of you who will know all about this, you'll know all about this, but for others, my babies, you will not. Okay, well worth listen. Okay, there we are, very well worth listen. And finally, my babies, now I want to end with this because you've got 52.8 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. Now, in the older search engine, in our older YouTube, my delicious little babies, capital U, unseen, space, capital H, horrors. So it should read in your space bar, should you wish to type it in, unseen, space, horrors. The video should read, this came up on my feed. Both of them did, my delicious little babies. There we are. You know, I'm just being honest. I haven't searched for it. There we are. It just came up. Okay. They told Vanilla Ice to sign. I was there when he refused. Horror story. Okay, my delicious babies, it's just over 20 minutes long, my delicious babies, so just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? Yes. They told Vanilla Ice to sign. I was there when he refused. Horror story. Yeah, Marge babies don't have my pen right now, so we just need to go back to where we need to go back to then, yes. So yeah, everybody was wondering where Vanilla Ice was. If you remember a while back, I said, ice, ice, baby, doom, 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 doom. Well, this is somebody who's talking about it. Now, what was Ice's, Vanilla Ice's real name? Was it Rob? Okay. And was it Rob? It could have been Rob. If I'm wrong, I hold my hands up my delicious babies, but I don't know. I just got Rob. Okay, my delicious babies. Well, anyway, in order to get into this sick world, my delicious babies, of stardom. Well, anyway, we've heard, there we are, over these times now. I mean, you've only got to look at our beautiful, oh, how I love her so to this day, my beautiful dear little Whitney Houston, and our beautiful dear little, anyway, whatever, I don't know, but our lovely little Michael Jackson, you know what I mean? Okay, because he was battling with something. Our beautiful dear little Whitney Houston was battling with something, okay? You had Mariah Carey, where everybody was calling her a bitch, okay? Because she was married to one of the managers, weren't she? Was it so? I don't know. I cannot remember, Sony or something. Anyway, I think she divorced him. But you know, the fact of the matter is that I mean, phenomenal voices. Do you know what I mean? But very sadly, there we are, something went wrong, and I feel that there we are, they were exploited, there we are, to the hilt. There we are, to serve one, to benefit one. And everybody called Mariah Carey like a little bitch, but as I would say, you know, sometimes in life, when one calls somebody a bitch, why do they call them a bitch? They call them a bitch, and that's not swearing. They call them, you know, because I try my best not to swear in my videos, but occasionally I will get carried away, you know what I mean? Why do they call them a bitch? Do they call them a bitch because they do not know everything about what's gone on in somebody's life? Maybe that's why they're called, there we are, somebody a bitch. Because when I said the part where what's going on in somebody's life, I got nothing at all that says no. So therefore they never knew that about somebody. But then they're wondering why somebody, there we are, calls somebody a bitch, but they do not know what's gone on, there we are, in somebody's life. So how can they form any form or sense of, shall we just say, to give an opinion on somebody that you really do not know what they've gone through, there we are, in order to get to, there we are, where they are. There we are. That's the best way for me to explain it, Marge Baby Sky. I'm not saying that Mariah Carey couldn't be a bitch. I mean, it was just while we're on the subject. I'm not saying that she couldn't be, but at the same time, what has caused her, there we are, to be that way. Okay? Now, going back to Vanilla Ice now then. During this over 20-minute video, it's very interesting when I listen to it. If it's AR, it's AR. Or if it's real, it's real. I don't know. I'm just giving out the information. It's up to yourselves to, should anybody have any form of an interest, Marge Baby, just to take a listen. There we are to the video. Well, it seemed that in order for Vanilla Ice to sign something, he had to do something. So let's just say he had, let's just say he got an offer to get married, which he wasn't happy to do. He said, no, I'm too young. Then he got an offer of something else. Anyway, you need to listen to the video, Marge Baby Sky, yes. I'm just saying, I'm not saying if this is right or wrong. If I had to say, I'll pretty much say, there we are, it is correct. There we are. There we are. That's my personal feelings on it, but you need to listen to it to yourself, Mars Babies. But anyway, he was asked to do something and he said no, and then apparently somebody said, "That's a shame. You would have been unforgettable. That's what you are. Unforgettable." Is that not King Cole? So bless all the dear artists, but yeah. Anyway, he kept refusing. He's now just a normal man. You know, whatever our definition is of normal. But he's just, there we are, a normal man. If you look at the comments, it's always important, there we are, like I said, to read some of the comments. And ones that met him just in the supermarket. He's just a normal man. So, as what they would say, there we are, he got his freedom back. But for most of these who want to go, you know, your love is lifting me higher. Yeah, but it's not really love, is it? Mads Baby's Kai. I would say it's more. What did they used to play? Those little games, you know, with little bands, with my beautiful little baby daughters were young. You know, like in that era, and even in our decades when we were younger. Anyway, we're not old. What's it called? That's it. Pass the parcel. Do you know what I mean? There we are. Mads Babies. I feel it was a bit of that, like, you know what I mean? And because he wouldn't adhere to what they were saying, the threats, there we are, became more. I mean, that poor man now, apparently, he ended up with sunshades on. I'll do it again, you know, indoors. He didn't want to talk to nobody. He didn't want to interact with nobody. Yeah. Real bad man. Do you know what I mean? Well, if that's what fame is, Mads Babies, I'm going to end on this note. Well, I just personally would not want fame at all. No. Not for myself. Not if you're going to be, politely speaking, now, no disrespect to anybody. There we are, perked around here, there, and everywhere now, then, you know what I mean? You know, like chucked about, well, you know, politely speaking, there we are, like a piece of meat now, then, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want that, laugh, myself. Anyway, but bless Vanilla Ass. Thumbs up, my little lovely. Not in that way, not in that way. Thumbs up. So when everybody was wondering where he was, well, there we are. He was going through a lot of shit. And very lastly, I do see on YouTube lately, there was only one video actually. I never clicked on it, but yeah, to do with Lee Harvey. I don't know, was he in the Backstreet Boys? You know what? I haven't got my umbrella yet, you know, in my stand. It looks like a rose stand. It's a black rose stand, you know, that my feet are sitting on right now with my flip-flops. Because my last umbrella, that was from Wayfair. Yeah, Wayfair. Is that the same Wayfair that they sold £30,000 wardrobes that is only 100? Ka-ching, ching, ching. Is it that one? Yeah. Anyway, my delicious babies, so wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony, and brass blessings to each and every one of you. And may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families all be fully protected now. Just one last thing, you know, my noddle's been mulling over the past couple of days. And my beautiful dear little, again, how I love her, so beautiful dear little mama bear, mummy bear, how mother bear, mummy bear. Lots of different words for mum, isn't there? Yeah, when she was getting better, off the life support machine, she was having trouble keeping something down, and she had like this great plastic bowl like this large plastic bowl, and I was going to visit her every day, and of course I did when she was on life support. Bless, I cried buckets, willing her, there we are, to live. Do you see? Okay, I cried and I cried and I cried, and I kissed her and everything, and I kissed her hand. I love my mama bear so much, you know what I mean? And I prayed every day, there we are, that she would pull through. Do you see? Okay. When she was getting better and she could walk up, she had like this pull along steel thing with a drip, and and everything. So she was trying her best to be mobile. In fact, she was flipping zooming around the flipping hospital, Dudley Road. And then she'd go and sit back down, and she said, "Carla, can you get me the bowl?" I say, "Yeah." And it just come out yellow vial. It's called boil. It's called boil. And it was about, you got like a plastic like bowl like that, and half of it was yellow boil that was coming out my beautiful little mama bear's body. That's after she'd been on life support, my babies. Anyway, I don't want to talk no more, my babies, because for myself it was a very sad time in my life, and in my, I love her so once again, my beautiful dear little mama bear's life. So I don't really want to talk about it no more, okay? But when I manage to get these cut down, I will show you my babies, okay? Oh, it's going to go, okay? So you just take care now. How I love you so. I'm going to need to clear the storage again, my babies. It just keeps slipping, filling up, okay? So much love. Take care. Love you. Thank you once again for listening. I'm going to try and enjoy when those poxy clouds go out the way of my babies. I'm going to try and enjoy the rest of the sunshine, okay? So much love to you all. Thank you so very much once again for listening. I hope that you found the videos, that we are very informative. If you do, please, with those videos that I advertise, please pass them on, pass them on. So much love. He never just disappeared for no reason. Vanilla ass never disappeared for no reason. So much love. Take care. God bless. Hearing a lot of ass, aren't we? Much love. Goodbye.